In this video, I'm going to cover something called onConflict, which is used in the insert statement. Now, remember, the ID of the student is a primary key, so when we try to insert the student with the same ID, we're going to get an error, a conflict error. Now, let's produce this error so that then we see how we can handle that error using onConflict. So let's insert a new student, insert into students, ID, first name, last name, values. Now remember, we need to put the same ID st2 so that we get the error. First name, let's say Joe, and the last name is Wilson. Let's run this. As you see, we got an error now. Duplicate key value violates unique constraint. Now this is a primary key. We have a unique constraint here. We cannot have here duplicates. Now, sometimes we want to handle this error. We don't want to draw an error. So what we can do, there are two concepts here. We can either do nothing, or we can merge or update the values of the rows. Now, let's try the do nothing. Here we say, insert into students values st2 Joe Wilson on conflict. We have to write on conflict, do nothing. Now we have to say on conflict what? On the ID column in this case. If there's a conflict on the ID column, then don't do anything. Run. So we got completed. Let's refresh the tables. Now you see there is no changes because we said do nothing. But the good part is we didn't get any errors. Now we can also handle the conflict by merging the columns, which means updating the columns. Let's try that also. Here we can say on conflict, we have to say do update set. Now what are we updating? I want to update the first name equal to, now we have to say excluded dot first name and the last name equals to excluded dot last name. Excluded, it means take the value of this, the new row that is coming, the incoming row. So here we're saying if there is a conflict, I want to replace with the new values, with updated values. Let's run this. Completed, one row affected. Let's refresh the page. Now, as you see, we got the Joe Wilson. So the st2, the last name of st2 got replaced with the new value, which we fetch it from the excluded object.